Can you all hear me? I don't have to use the mic. So thank you very much. I'm really pleased to be here and be able to talk to you all and share my experiences with the tech. I was introduced to it by my dear friend Sean, and I work with autistic children. So I worked in a secondary school back in the UK for 12 years. Microphone, yeah. Okay, so I worked in a secondary school where I did one-to-one work with autistic children, and I was working, we were helping with organisation, social skills, sensory overload, all that kind of thing. I've since left, and I now work privately, and I work going into homes with families who have autistic children, because I find, there's a lot of families whose children have been diagnosed with autism, and they get this diagnosis and they're kind of just left. And they just don't know what to do, how to support their kids, how to help their kids. They go on the internet, there's so much information out there, and they just don't know what to do, where to look, where to start. So I've been working with a few kids now. One girl that I work with is a 15-year-old girl. She has huge anxiety issues to the point that she cannot get into school. Mum and dad try desperately to get her in. And they are now at the point where they are receiving letters from the school threatening them with fines. And they start to fine the parents, and the fines go up and up and up until they get thousands of pounds, and they eventually end up in jail because their children are not in school. So this young girl, we can't get her into school. She's really, really struggling. If her parents do manage to get into school, she's at the school gates, she cannot cross over, and she's vomiting outside out of just sheer anxiety. She can't eat breakfast in the mornings because she's feeling so anxious. She can't eat lunch, so she goes the whole day, no food, absolutely, if she does manage to get into school. So I spoke to Mum, because I'd received information from Sean about this sleeve, and that it works really well with children that have autism, that have ADHD. So I said to Mum, would you be interested in trying this tech? And she was like, I will do anything to help my child. So we started her on the patches, and we then got her onto the sleeve. I said to Mum, right, take the sleeve, try it. I said, if you find it doesn't work, give it back to me. If you find it does, you can pay me for it later. I said, that's fine. 2 days later, Mum came to me and she went, here's the money for the sleeve. And I now have this young girl who we couldn't get her into school. She's now in school every single day. She eats breakfast in the morning now when she gets up. Mum fell over the first day she came and said she wanted breakfast. She said, I cannot tell you the last time she ate breakfast. She eats her packed lunch now when she's at school, and she's even sort of going into the cafeteria now, which for any of you who know autistic people, that's a big deal because they struggle with light, with noise, with people being in really close proximity to them. She's in that canteen every day now, eating lunch. She never had friends before. She now has a lovely group of friends. She's on a WhatsApp chat group with them. She had a boy ask her out the other day. And she went to the cinema, which, again, for an autistic person, that's a big deal to be able to go out to the cinema. And she went, and Mum is just over the moon because, she was able to take her daughter to the cinema with her friends, and she was able to pick her up, and she had all these girls sitting in the back seat, and they were all giggling. And this is just the life she's always wanted for her daughter. She's wanted her to be just like everybody else. So this thing has really transformed her life. It's opened up a world for her that she didn't know existed, that she's never experienced before, and now she's experiencing that. We had the Christmas holidays and she had to go back to school. So 2 weeks off, an autistic child having to go back to school, that's tough. They get into their routine of going to school, and now we have to change the routine and go back to school. So Mum put a patch on her, put a sleeve on her. I said, how did she go? She said she had a brilliant first day. She said, but day 2 is always worse. She said, let's see what happens tomorrow. But the next day she went, had another brilliant day. So we have this young girl who's now in school every day, and not only has it transformed her life, but it's transformed the life of her family as well, because Mum and Dad can get their lives back now as well. There were days where they couldn't go into work because they couldn't get their daughter into school. So it was either mum or dad that was having to stay home. And can you imagine, you know, you having to call your boss, I'm really sorry, I'm supposed to be in work today, but I can't come in because, you know, and that's tough. That's really tough. So, yeah, it's just been absolutely life-changing for this young girl, and you know, it's been such an amazing thing to be able to see how it's transformed her life. I have another young lad that I work with. He's been on this leave for a week now, and I spoke to mum because she was saying he, again, huge anxieties, not in the same region as this young girl that I work with. He can get into school, but it's when he comes home, he doesn't want to leave the house. He won't go out and do anything socially. He won't go out to any amusement park. He won't do anything. He literally gets home and stays home. That's it, because he's got anxieties. So he's had this leave on for a week now. So I said to her, "How's he getting on?" And she went, "Well," she said, "he's been out the house all weekend skateboarding." She said, which is unheard of. He never leaves the house. And she said, he says that the sleep makes him feel calmer. It takes, you know, he's feeling less anxious. She said, which is absolutely fantastic. She said as well, you know, he struggles in school. Not only is he been diagnosed with autism, he's ADHD as well. So sitting in class for him is a real tough task. You know, he's trying to sit there and focus. He's always in trouble, always being sent out. Can't focus, can't pay attention. And she's always getting calls from school saying, you know, it's just not working. So I said, "How's that going?" She said, "Well, I haven't heard from school in a while." So she's like, "No news is good news as far as I'm concerned."
Oh my goodness.
No, so, you know,
wonderful.
It seems to really be changing the lives of the kids that I'm working with. And, you know, I'm sort of introducing the sleeve to more and more children that I'm working with all the time. And it's just amazing to be able to see the different results, you know, and I find it really interesting. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with these kids, you know, how the tech's going to work for them and how it's going to transform their lives. And I think what the parents really like about it, what the kids like about it as well, is like everybody's been saying, it's drug-free. You know, there's so many kids that I work with that are on these meds, you know, to try and help calm them, and, you know, and you speak to the kids and I'm like, "How are you going with the meds?" And they go, "I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It makes me feel awful. It makes me feel horrible." You know, and they don't want to be on the meds, and the parents don't want them to be on the meds either, because they feel it takes their children away from them. It changes their children, changes who they are, changes their personalities. So, you know, this is a way that we can help these kids, you know, improve their quality of life, let them be able to live a life that they weren't able to live before, but they can now, you know. And if we can do it without medicine, we can do it safely, we can do it drug-free, hell, why not? I'm all for it. So that's my story. You know, this is my children from the UK who are, you know, being blown away by this. So